We'll have a meeting that the British are sponsoring on Zimbabwe. And the purpose of that meeting is to review the situation in Zimbabwe. They're in a much more difficult situation in terms of Iraq. They did everything that they could to stop the strategic forces arrangements. They couldn't do it. Their allies lost in Basra, flat out lost. The Iranians find themselves, I think, unable to operate as effectively in Iraq because we've been very aggressive against their agents. I think that it was getting to be a very tough business, given that we pursued them and pursued them hard. Ron Crocker told them that when he met with his counterpart the last time, your people are not safe in Iraq as long as they're trying to harm our people, and we've carried through on that.
So, for the
I don't think it's goodwill. Look, so a reporter threw a shoe, which, by the way, is a kind of sign of the freedom that people feel in Iraq. But somehow what was missed was the extraordinary moment for the President of the United States to go to Iraq, of all places, and to be received by a democratically elected prime minister, democratically elected presidency council, with full honors at the presidential palace, with the Iraqi band playing the national anthem of the United States of America. I think that is far more salient than one guy who decided to throw a shoe. The parties have made clear that they want to continue on the basis of Annapolis. The quartet has made clear that it wants to continue on the basis of Annapolis. And now the Security Council will make clear that that is the basis going forward. We managed that they didn't get really any of their strategic goals. Yes, they are sitting in Abkhazia and South Ossetia responsible for us. Let me make very clear what has happened here. First of all, we do have agreement of the 5 parties on what a verification protocol should look like. And we have an agreement with the North Koreans on what a verification protocol should look like. The problem is that there are, in addition to the protocol itself, there are certain understandings that have to be clear, written down, in order to make sure that there is no disagreement later about what certain terms mean. And that's where this became a problem with the North Koreans. The fuel shipments are not going forward at this point because this all has to be a package: disablement, verification, fuel shipments. So we'll keep working on it, but that's the issue.
And are you on the same page as the South Koreans on the
Yes,
repercussions?
absolutely. With them, nuclear arms control issues with them. So sooner or later, the region, in the form of the SADC organization and the regional states, will need to bring more pressure to bear to resolve the situation in Zimbabwe. This simply can't go on. And the countries of the region are at risk as well. We're really, at this point, putting plugs in a dike because the underlying problem is that the Mugabe regime has really lost all authority to continue to rule in Zimbabwe, and so, or Mugabe himself has, and so we are going to need to look at that situation